will be bringing a Rillaboom deck from the new set. Pedro will be bringing his ADP deck that he has played a lot.
And I would not really call it an ADP deck anymore. I think with this set it becomes more of a Zacian deck, and then you have the ADP as support.
Certainly. Like, it has gotten quite a big power update since it relied on your opponent not being able to deal with Keldeo too much. And so you had like drawn out games and stuff like that, where it was hard for your opponent to manage his resources, get outs, and so on. But now you're just like having this straight raw power of Zacian that does 260 after your GX attack. You also have Metal Saucer to accelerate it. So yeah, instead of the rather slow ADP deck we saw, with a lot of healing, with a lot of techs, I'd say, we have this more straight, streamlined, more aggressive ADP build these days, and Pedro will be showcasing how strong it can be.
Yeah, I think it's the single most hyped deck going to this format. It had a pretty good performance in Japan at their big Champions League event. Although it didn't make finals, it was by far the most played and most successful deck. And yeah, just Zacian is just like the best Pokemon coming out of Sword and Shield, and ADP is just a natural partner for it. So yeah, this deck will definitely be good, and yeah.
Yeah, that has a lot going for it, because ADP, it used to be kind of on the slower side since you needed 2 energy attachments to just GX attack and get going, so it was kind of slowish, and yeah, your opponent could capitalize on that in the early game. However, these days, for one, you don't necessarily need to like attack for 2 energies against tag team decks. It's certainly sufficient to just attach 1 metal energy and attack, since you got other energy acceleration. So because earlier you were reliant on attacking with ADP to get energy into play, and now you have just those metal saucers. So you can GX for 1 and don't use ADP afterwards anymore. And the deck, also the first turn rule got changed. So with no support on your first turn, suddenly it's like the opening game is just weaker in general. So ADP still is totally fine going first, since it doesn't really want to do anything first turn except attaching an energy. And it's also fine going second, since you can GX for 1. So the early game just got nerfed for everyone, so ADP capitalizes from that, and Zacian also has this amazing ability, which lets you draw 3 cards and perhaps even accelerate some metal energies.
Yeah, I think a lot of decks will be playing Zacian just to have that option for the first few turns, where you usually will not be attacking anyway. And in this deck, you just basically get the ability for free. You don't have to take anything. Like this is your main attacker. So your main attacker gives you this incredible consistency option for the early game. And yeah, just one of the many things that make this deck so strong.
Yeah, and we see Pedro going first, having a Jirachi opening and a second Jirachi in hand. However, unfortunately, he doesn't have a Quick Ball or Tech Call. So you will not be able to search out his Zacian. So now the supporter rule is definitely hurting him, since now he cannot search out his he can't play a supporter to attach to his ADP. However, he has a Zacian, will just use it to draw a bit with it, and yeah, he draws 3 cards. He got a metal energy which he could accelerate, so it's looking decent for him. Also, his opponent opens with a Venusaur Snivy tag team, so Pedro might be fine just GXing for 1. So the missed energy attachment here isn't too crucial.
Okay, so on Pedro's side, we see Zacian ADP. So you see, like, everyone knows the deck by now, and yeah, it's gonna be a tier 1 deck. But his opponent is bringing kind of a rogue deck, I would say. It's, I guess, some kind of grass toolbox centered around the Rillaboom.
Yeah, exactly. It's very similar to what Vika Bolt used to be. It's a stage 2 that once per turn lets you search out 2 energies out of your deck, grass energies in this case, and attach them to one of your Pokemon. So basically the same as Vika Volt, only that it's more HP and it's only one type. Vika Volt accelerated grass and lightning. However, the one big difference is that the Executor Roller tag team can easily set up your stage 2, because the first attack can just like search out for stage 1 and stage 2, put it on the basic right away without even needing an energy for it. So that is of course pretty amazing setup option, and also with grass energies, you have a lot of stuff to pick from. We see this Venusaur Snivy, which can be quite a powerful GX, powerful attacker, since it can spread 50 on everything opponent has. It also has a gusting effect ability.
Yeah, I think in this deck it's used mainly for the ability. Like you don't need to play catchers or great catchers if you just have Venusaur Snivy and a way to get it active. And yeah, with a lot of grass energy in the deck, it's just like a really good gust option.
Yeah, certainly. Also, the deck has, like I said, the option to just play lots of different attackers, so it can cover quite some situations. I'm curious to see what Miguel managed to get out of his deck. We're seeing him with quite a solid opening. He got 2 Grookey down, he got his Row Egg in the active, so this is great for him. He also got a Prof Research, which is of course amazing, letting him draw 7 more cards. He will be able to get his Rillaboom out this turn already, and then he will be able to start swinging quite a lot of damage the next turn, probably.
Yeah, so Pedro next turn probably wants to get his ADP and GX attack.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need water energy, just the metal plus 30 is fine, because then his Zacian will be able to reach to 270 damage that are required to KO Rowlet, Executor, and Mewtwo.
Yeah, also Pedro already has a switch in hand, which is pretty nice for him, since he can use Jirachi and switch into his Jirachi with Skateboard right away. On Miguel's side, what's interesting is that he attached a lightning energy to his Mewtwo, so it seems that he probably plays Rayquaza as well in his deck to get one-shot, so he's playing these tech attackers like Venusaur Snivy with consistency line, like Rowlet Executor, but he also seems to have the Ray in his deck for one-shot power. Pedro now gets the Quick Ball with the second Stellar Wish, so that's so that's basically all he needed this turn. He also has a Metal Energy in hand. He might opt to just Mani this turn.
So did you see any Vital Bands in his deck or Shrines?
Oh, I didn't see it
He might
too
have
specific.
priced them all.
Yeah, that would definitely be unfortunate.
Like, he definitely needs a way to get the 10 additional damage. But I didn't really see it while checking the deck.
Yeah, if Pedro won't be able to take one-shots in this matchup, it could turn out huge for Miguel, since the more time he gets, the more energy he will get into play. He will eventually get those one-shots. And yeah, it's just he can switch around his attackers, power up multiple of them.
Yeah, and I think Pedro saw this and just decided to not go for the GX, and instead he will want to do the full power GX and then maybe go after some of the Rillabooms or like other non-tag teams.
Yeah, and that would definitely make it easier, just taking out one tag team and one non-GX, for example, or yeah, something along those lines, making it easier for him, not necessarily hitting those one shots. Also, Pedro didn't hit a Metal Energy this time with his second Zacian, which would have been pretty nice for him, of course. However, he already has 3 energies in play, so that's pretty decent. He doesn't have attack off though, so no easy way to get to like a water energy yet. And here we see a Mani. Quite a lot of supporters at the bottom of Pedro's deck now. And none in his hands. So this might get to hurt him. However, he has 2 Stellar Wishes, so he shouldn't be in danger of breaking anytime soon.
Yeah, and here we see the Rillaboom deck working how it's intended to. Got the turn 1 evolution into Rillaboom, then was able to attack for 150 this turn. Next turn he will actually be able to get the Jigs attack and then shuffle all of Pedro's energy back into his deck.
Yeah, the Rillaboom deck working out very smoothly for Miguel. However, Pedro now found the Guzmahala, exactly what he wanted. Can discard the Metal Energy and the Jirachi probably. Search out Aurora Energy.
And yeah, there's no Shrine, no brand. So
yeah,
honestly, I don't really see how Pedro's winning this game.
I mean, for now, Miguel doesn't have one-shot options, and we don't know what his aggressive options are. So if Pedro just gets a 2-shot and then like gusts up a Rillaboom, he will be fine. While Miguel will probably need to attack 6 times to win the game, since he only 2 shots, currently at least.
Yeah, true. It's really big that Zacian is just a 2-prizer.
Yeah.
It's almost as good as a tag team, but it only gives up 2 prizes.
Exactly, also 220 HP, it's so much. Really hard to knock out even for a deck that has so many energies like Miguel. However, he has this Rillaboom, he will get more energies into play, and he already has this Mewtwo, so the Mewtwo will be able to copy Rayquaza, which I assume he plays. So that will give him a really strong one-shot option.
Okay, imagine if those big charms were Vital Bands, and Pedro could have already taken 3 prizes here. Like with a Jig's attack the turn before.
Yes.
Yeah, I think like offensive tools are generally better than defensive ones, especially with Lysander Labs in the format.
Yeah. Pedro playing Lysander Lab himself, so I'm not really sure which damage modifiers he added to his deck. There's like lots of options among the lines of Zigzagoon, Vital Band, Shrine of Punishments.
Yeah, I think the best is probably a mix of all of them.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable for
Because
sure.
then you can also hit 280 against 280 HP tag teams like ADP.
Yeah, most of them, however, also have drawbacks. Like Shrine of Punishments doesn't allow you to take an extra prize if you use it the same turn you attack. Vital Band has a problem with Lysander Labs. Sometimes you want Lysander Labs to shut off your opponent's big charm. So then, of course, if you need Lysander Labs, you can't use Vital Band anymore. Or
yeah, and here we see the
or
full
Shrine.
power Jig's attack I've been talking about earlier. And yeah, luckily for Pedro, he has Metal Patch, but only 1 energy in his discard pile.
Yeah, that's looking really rough for Pedro. This Jig's attack coming in really big, shuffling back 5 energies on Pedro's side, damaging his ATP, and yeah, it's looking really rough for him.
Yeah, like was like it said, the damage modifiers have some drawbacks, but like in this case, Shrine of Punishment, you don't really want the extra prize anyway. Like you don't care. You just need to KO 2 tag teams.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Shrine of Punishment would still be really good.
Yeah, damage modifiers would have come in huge for Pedro, just going in the more aggressive path, not like the conventional extra prize slow approach path, but just going for like turn 1 GX attack, or turn 2 since he went first, turn 2 GX attack, and then straight into the one shot with Zacian would have been huge for him. And yeah, now Miguel will be able to go up 5 prizes. He has this Shaman Prism Star, which has an attack which is basically the same as Rayquaza, so if I'm not mistaken, does 30 for each energy you have in play.
Yeah.
So that 1 prizer will be can become quite big as well. However, since Pedro used his full effect Jig's attack, 1 prizer is not too amazing for Miguel.
But still, Pedro hasn't done any damage yet.
Yes.
And he will need like 3 more attacks at least.
Yeah.
And Miguel needs less than that.
Yeah, if he attacks with Shaman,
with 6
and
energy
then
on
Ray.
the Rowlet, he can probably just like switch out and 1 KO anything next turn.
Yes. If he has a switch. And he's going for the switch this turn, which is an interesting choice. Going for Shaman right away. Shuffling back 3 metal patches for Pedro. And yeah, the switch into Shaman is an interesting option. His Rowlet Executor didn't seem too threatened. However, he probably thinks about like, yeah, Pedro can get a metal patch and energy and a Vital Band, knock me out, and then I'm left without energies, with hardly any energies. So instead, he's opting to go with the Shaman right away.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean,
and
he doesn't know
conserve
that
his
Pedro
energies.
doesn't
Yeah, certainly.
can't KO him.
Certainly. And yeah. However, he's looks to be running kind of low on energies.
That's as well. That's really good against Shrine.
Yeah.
So now Pedro can't Shrine, catch up Rowlet.
Yeah.
KO it.
Miguel didn't use his Rillaboom ability this turn, and he had to use the recycle system to get an energy into play, so this makes it look like he has an issue with his amount of energies left right now.
But he has 8 and like 9 energy in play. He probably plays a lot more than that.
Yeah, so there might have been some priced. However, this might be this might be hope for Pedro, since if he can take a knockout now on the Shaman, get 2 prizes with it, and then if Miguel doesn't have any more energies, he won't be able to take a one-shot, can only attack with Row Egg, and then Pedro might draw out of his prizes some damage modifier that he probably plays. I would assume that he does play some damage modifier. And
I mean, if he didn't, the list wouldn't make sense, right?
yeah. He also doesn't play like a super conservative. We've seen very conservative lists with like frying pans and a lot of Malolana. However, it doesn't look like that's the way Pedro chose. And yeah, the quick ball shuffling Pedro's deck before the Mani be pretty huge for him, since he had all his metal patches at the bottom of the deck. So that was important.
But he didn't get a metal patch. But he has the Dana, so
yeah, he has the Dana, so that's definitely fine. Thinking about what to pick. Navasakian not doing too much, so he's just thinning that out. Getting Fion just for the options. He might put it down for, probably wouldn't do that much this turn. Also, yeah, here we see Pedro using Stellar Wish before his Dedenne, which is unusual sequencing, but in this case definitely. Wait, did Pedro already attach an energy? Yeah, I guess he's looking for Metal Patch more than if he was looking for basic energy.
He wanted to get the KO with Zapdos.
Oh.
But yeah, didn't hit the Aurora energy. And
okay, yeah, I was just confused about this. Since usually you do this when you really want to hit like an energy, so you use Jirachi to thin a card out of your deck before using the Denne.
Maybe he wanted to save the Denne for... Like if he had hit a Metal Patch, he would probably not play the Denne.
Oh yeah, true. That's definitely
because he didn't want to put it down.
Also he had like 4 Metal Patch left in deck, so yeah, that makes sense.
But he didn't hit it for Salvage, which was like a bit unfortunate.
And yeah, also out of his prizes, no damage modifier for Pedro. So if Miguel is actually able to take a knockout this turn, actually, if he takes a knockout, of course, that's the game. But yeah, even like that, it's looking pretty good for him, since he can just attack twice, and Pedro doesn't have any option to take a one-shot. So only thing Pedro can do is like attack with switch into Zapdos, attack with Zapdos, and hope that Miguel doesn't have another gusting option. We actually don't know if he's playing any gusting effects except Great Catchers, and he has used Great Catcher. We don't know if he plays custom catchers. Would be not too surprising to not see custom catchers in a stage 2 deck like that.
That's Snivy Venusaur.
Oh yeah, right, it can gust as well. But that would need like 2 switches, right? It only works in the active.
Yeah, right now he could have promoted it, attached, switch, and
but he will need it next turn. He doesn't need a gust now. But yeah.
Like his option to win would have been like using Mewtwo and maybe having he has a lightning energy in it, so he probably also has a Rayquaza GX somewhere in there.
However, he will still need energies, and as I said, I'm not sure how many he has left. However, he has a Professor's Research. He played a couple of switches already, so I wonder how many he has left. But yeah, the Venusaur Snivy might come in really big. Oh yeah, Pedro checking this card for him, so Miguel used 2 switches. Probably still has some left. Maybe has something like Malolano. So if he's able to gust up Vasakia next turn, after hitting it this turn, that will be game. Or if he's able to get like catcher or custom catcher or something like that. I guess he can also retreat his Row Egg, and then so he only needs 1 switch. Since he has 6 energy, he doesn't really need those. So yeah, it's looking pretty good for Miguel. Really tough for Pedro also. Pedro's hand, definitely not amazing. He has a switch at least to get his Zacian out of the active, but he probably doesn't have more than 1 Aurora energy left. Now maybe he plays 3, actually, since he's playing Zapdos, might play a higher account than usual.
Yeah, so Miguel just got back to energy with his rod as well. So he definitely has energy left now.
Alright. So now he can accelerate energies again. And does he already have a Ray in discard pile? I don't think so.
Otherwise, I don't think there's a Rayquaza. But now, if Pedro next turn, if he gets an attack with a Zapdos at a stamp, he's probably still fine.
Yeah. However,
so I doubt the Rillaboom deck plays healing cards.
All that Miguel needs is still a switch for the game. And
If he gets stamped to 2, it's not that easy to draw like
yeah,
switch
he would need a
energy.
switch and an energy. So yeah, it's not too easy. He also used a couple of profit researches already. At least 3, might even be 4. So he's running low on supporters.
And he still has like over 15 cards in deck, so he could definitely whiff after stamp.
Yeah. However, Pedro also would need a gusting effect next turn to get the Rorak in the active again, since Miguel can just retreat and attack with something else. But yeah, it looks like Miguel is...
Oh, he's going for the win.
Yeah, it looks like he's digging for his Rayquaza. Already having plenty of energies, now drawing half a stack with the Dana. Would need a Rayquaza and a way to discard it for. Doesn't look like he has it, only attaches another charm.
And I think with a charm on Versation, he would, if he wants to hard retreat, he would be like 10 damage off, I think.
That's 7 energies and Ray does 30 plus 30, right?
And 30 times, I think.
But yeah, anyways, it would be, even if it's 30 plus 30, that would be too little, right? Oh no, it's 8 energies, so yeah, it would.
Yeah, I think he would be 10 off. And yeah, he didn't get it anyway.
Yeah,
so now it's Pedro's chance. He definitely needs, probably definitely needs to stamp.
Yeah, Ray is 30 times, so he would have been off. And yeah, stamp, yeah, for sure. But yeah, no supporter for Pedro.
Nothing of Jirachi. So yeah, that might be it. I mean, Miguel still needs to get the Venus or Snivy off somehow. And yeah, also...
So, Pedro promoting the Venus or Snivy, hoping that Miguel doesn't have any switching cards left.
Yeah. And Pedro also didn't get the Aurora energy, so he can't attack with Zapdos anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, he kind of just needs to hope.
And yeah, now Pedro can charge up a second Zacian, draw a couple of cards. Bringing up the Venus or Snivy is interesting for. I'm wondering why he didn't just take the Rillaboom, but yeah, he's probably pretty sure that Miguel is out of energy, since last time he tried to thin all of them and only attached 1 with the second Rillaboom ability. So he's probably running really low. Yeah, probably already has all of them in play or discard pile. So he can't use Venusaur Snivy. However, Pedro losing some pace here is definitely hurting him, since now if Miguel has a switching card, takes a knockout, and then Pedro won't be able to use his 1 prize anymore, will have to attack with Zacian, and then of course Miguel might get the 1-shot. However, Miguel looking through his deck with Tag Call, 2 Malolana in discard pile, 2 switch gone, only 11 cards left, 10 cards left in total. So it's quite possible that he's out of switching options here.
It might be. Maybe he was going so aggressive for the Dana earlier because he thought that he needs to win that turn, otherwise he just doesn't have anything left in his deck anymore.
And yeah, it looks like that's what's happening.
Interesting. Didn't expect this game to end to go like this.
Yeah, now Pedro considering if he should use Reset Stamp, and Sycamore probably nothing he loses off that. He can just look for his Aurora energy and switching cards to end this game. And yeah, got a bunch of energies.
He can do 40 damage with Fion, which is enough actually.
Yeah. So that's fine.
Does he still have catchers left?
I don't know.
Was Aurora energy?
He discarded 1. He used 1. I think he might have used like 3 by now. And yeah, the 40 damage of Fion, enough to put on sufficient pressure, and Miguel resets stamps here, which doesn't really do anything. Only thing that can save him is a switch, but he seems to be out of switching cards, out of energies, out of Malolanas. Can't do anything anymore. And it looks like that will be the game for Pedro.
Wow. Really amazing comeback.
Yeah, certainly. The Rillaboom deck has worked so well in the early game. And he has put on quite a lot of pressure, and Pedro didn't have like the answers right away. However, it also burned through a lot of resources quite quickly. The energy started to like run low in the early game already.
That's one of the
And yeah,
dangers with Professor Sycamore, like Professor's research. No?
yeah. Also,
Sometimes if you go too hard with the research, you just end up with not enough stuff in your deck
yeah.
to finish it.
Also the problem with stage 2 decks, since they take up a lot of space, you might be lacking resources in other aspects. It's also like really like Pedro's deck is tagged for lots of situations with, and yeah, actually
Wait,
Pedro not playing any damage modifiers, but like
what is he doing, man? How was this his plan? It's just he's playing deck out Zacian or what?
Zacian control, let's go.
I really don't understand this deck choice.
Yeah, it's interesting, but he seems to be playing like a relatively, I don't know, very much consistency based build, I guess. Doesn't really play
But I
too
mean, if
much.
you don't have power, consistency doesn't help you.
Yeah, I
Like consistently doing something that's just not strong.
doing 260 is still quite a lot. I guess his plan is to like use ADP and Zapdos to like soften up your opponent's attackers and then just take one knockout on something big and take one knockout on something very small. So it seems to be his game plan. Interesting choice, however, to not even add any sort of damage modifiers,
Yeah.
just for the options. Because like I was saying, those big tag team decks have the advantage of not needing a lot of Pokemon, not needing any crazy combinations to get going. Just like a couple of basic Pokemon, a couple of energies, and then you have lots of room for tech cards like Reset Stamp, like gusting cards, like damage modifiers, like HP increase tools, and etc. etc.
I mean,
And
at least like one Shrine or one Zigzagoon, one Band. And there's no way it's not worth it, right?
yeah, well, usually that's
And
what
it's
I
not
would
like
assume.
tag teams just disappeared now that these tag teams are still a big
Yeah.
part of the game.
For sure. Interesting choices from Pedro, but it ended up working out. I guess he caught his opponent off guard with his resources low. And
Yeah, but you can't
took
really
game
rely
one.
on winning games like that. It's not like a good plan. It just randomly happens.
Yeah, but if your deck is consistent and decent, sometimes it can win games by just not breaking apart in the middle of it. And yeah, Pedro going first again. So Miguel opting to go second.
Yeah, I don't think the Rillaboom deck ever really wants to go first.
Yeah, if Pedro doesn't play Absol, I guess, would be pretty nice in this situation, since this Dedenne can just retreat for one energy into Roag, and when Roag can
Yeah, like
attack for 0 energy.
Everything in the deck can just retreat either for like 1 energy or even for free in the case of Shaman Prism Star. And
Yeah,
you
but
definitely want to get the
I
turn
mean, the
one.
big tag teams, however, like Venus or Snivy and etc.
I mean,
Can't,
Venus
but
or
yeah.
Snivy is like the only thing probably.
And Mewtwo. And Ray,
Mewtwo
I
can
guess.
just use Executor's attack.
Oh yeah, true. That's true.
And okay, he probably also has Rayquaza in that. Where
Yeah,
definitely
but yeah,
has a Rayquaza.
his odds for to get the attack turn 1 are pretty high. So going second definitely makes sense. Pedro this time having a better opening. He got his ADP, he got an energy on it, and he even hit an energy with Zacian's attack. He has the Goose Mahala in hand already, so he can get a water energy, an Aurora energy. He can get the skateboard, which is pretty great for him. Stadium doesn't really matter too much, so he will probably discard it with Aurora energy. But yeah, pretty much everything going Pedro's way.
Yeah, it was a pretty good one.
Yeah, he has everything prepared to get the same game going as last game, just faster and this way. I mean, he basically just has to GX and then has to two-shot one tag team and knock out one non-GX. Should definitely be manageable even without damage modifiers.
But he needs to hit a catcher for it. Needs
For
to flip
sure.
heads. He doesn't play customs.
Yeah, except if Miguel attacks with Shaman again. But yeah, to get a two-shot on a tag team, he probably needs some sort of gusting as well.
I mean, Miguel probably
yeah.
still assumes that Pedro has a way of knocking him out.
Yeah.
If he knew that there's no damage modifiers, he would just go 2 tag teams and never attack with a Shaman probably.
And yeah. Miguel attaching an energy. So as the Dana already has Grookey and Rorex, and got the Prof Research again. Had to discard a Malolana. Did hurt him last game, might hurt him again. But yeah, for now, that doesn't really matter. He just needs to get going. And
Both of them are playing the Amulet or whatever
Charm.
it's called, Charm.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. Like, I don't think that card is like great at all.
I don't know, the plus 30 can be pretty strong. Like in this constellation, having the big charm and the chaotic swirl prevents Pedro from basically any sort of damage modifiers that could get him a one-shot on this Rorik. So if you can do it like on multiple tag teams, it's actually an advantage for Pedro to not play the damage modifiers since they wouldn't do anything anyways.
And he has Marshadow to get rid of Stadium.
And oh, that's painful. Pedro discarded his switch with a Goose Mahala and then saw that that his escape board is priced. And he apparently only plays one.
Maybe both are priced.
Yeah, or both are priced. So he didn't check his deck when he quick ball for the ADP.
Ooh.
And now discarded to switch and losing pace.
Yeah, that's actually a big deal.
Yeah, this is giving Miguel the opening to do the same thing as last game, where he first he attaches 3 energies, takes a knockout on the Jirachi, Pedro has 2 GX, and after the GX, Miguel can go with in his full effect GX and remove all of Pedro's energies, which would set Pedro back immensely again.
Yeah, otherwise he would have got a free hit onto the Rowlek.
Yes.
But yeah.
And yeah, in that
now we're in the same situation as last game.
Exactly. Also in the situation with 6 energy on the Rowek, with damage on with 1 free hit on the Rowek, you don't want to commit 6 energies onto it anymore since you will lose all of them.
Yeah.
So that would have been a much better situation for Pedro.
Oh, now that's awkward.
But yeah. Still looking okay for him. Nothing too crazy happened.
Guess he just skips the GX attack now, maybe.
Perhaps that might be the play.
Not sure.
He doesn't have any. Does he have any metal energies in his discard pile?
I mean, using ADP GX isn't that important against a tag team deck that has more HP than 260.
Yeah, but the extra price would definitely be handy for him. Makes it that he only needs 3 attacks after the GX. Also, Miguel plays multiple Malolana, so if he just attacks with ADP, the healing could prevent a 2-shot. Since it would go down to 30, and then Zakian only does 230, so that wouldn't be enough for a 2-shot.
Okay, so yeah. Now we're gonna see the Tropical Hour again, and then Pedro will have to find a way to recover.
Yeah, so that discarding that switch definitely costing him a lot here, and giving this Boom deck its chance to shine. And yeah, there we have the energy. Heroic goes to a discard, no reason not to. Also, yeah, this time around Miguel doesn't really have any big clunky Pokemon on his bench. Like last game he opened with the Venusaur Snivy. Didn't use it at all, but had to use multiple switching options on it and got stuck with it in the end. So definitely looking better for him now. However, Rillaboom has a lot of retreat as well, so not super relevant. And yeah, all of Pedro's energies are gone. The Quick Ball, actually a great top deck, since now you can discard an energy and accelerate it again.
But you probably have to use the ability again. Like, it will be hard to get a taking this turn.
Yeah. Also, not having a skateboard, of course, makes it even harder for Zakian to attack multiple turns in a row, since he would need a retreater. And yeah, he's just decided to stack this ATP, let it get knocked out. I mean, not that he had any option. He could have gone for Mani and hoped to hit a switch, but he didn't have anything to attack with, so yeah. Just sacking with an ADP. He got an energy on the Zakian with ability, which is definitely helpful right now. And yeah, the next turn, he will probably just start swinging, use Mani, hope to disrupt Miguel a bit, and Miguel is definitely looking to get his one-shots going this time. if he can get either Shaman or Ray powered up for once Pedro attacks with his Zacian, it will look very, very rough. Since then, Miguel would be up 5 prizes to have an undamaged Pokemon that one-shots everything.
Yeah, it's quite likely he can just win next turn.
Yeah, basically. However, he still needs to find his Rayquaza and a way to discard it, or has to bench it, and he still needs Lightning or Aurora Energy, which he doesn't have for now, and he already has one on Varroac, so might be whiffing it.
So Pedro, like, you see, he has Marnie and Reset Stamp, which is a bit awkward. Like, he will want to Reset Stamp, but then if he uses Marnie, he just like gets rid of a Reset Stamp again. Like, what do you think about Marnie as a card, generally?
It's pretty good in general, but I mean, putting your opponent to 4 cards plus 1 of top deck's not like the craziest kind of disruption.
And drawing 5 isn't like the best draw either.
Yeah, but it's okay.
I think it's like it's an okay card, but it doesn't really do anything well.
Yeah, in this spot, Pedro might want to just stamp Antidana, since putting Miguel to 4 is not too amazing. And yeah, he really needs him to not find the Lightning Energy.
Yeah, like Kamani is definitely better than Judge, but is it that much better that you suddenly put it into like all kinds of decks?
Yeah,
well, it will be interesting to see.
I mean, can kind of like it's definitely better. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of Cynthia, and Marnie's even worse draw than that. So that's not super amazing. And yeah, Pedro just opting to attack, not even use the Dana, which makes sense. And yeah, now I don't know how many grass energies Miguel has left. He doesn't play that many basic energies, since he needs a couple of Lightning and Aurora to attack with Ray. So he might already be out of basic energies. We will see. He is using his Rillaboom ability. He needs at least one, right? So he can manual retreat.
Or just a switch and an energy.
Yeah. But like, yeah, if he has 2 energy, so now he only needs an energy to win the game.
Yeah, so Rillaboom deck is pretty scary.
And there's the Lightning Energy.
Yeah, and yeah, that's game 2.
That's GG. Now he can just retreat. Will be left with 9 energies, doing 270 damage, taking a knockout on Zacian, and winning a clean 6-0 in the second game.
Yeah, I think even if Pedro had gotten the GX attack, he probably, like, even if he had to switch, he probably would have still lost, because he like whiffed the attack after Tropical Hour anyway.
Yeah, but he could have maybe digged harder with the Den and looked for something like Zapdos to take the knockout. And it's possible that
that would have definitely been much closer. Now it has just been a complete blow.
It would have been definitely possible for Miguel to just not commit on the Tropical Hour, being too scared of a knockout, not wanting to lose all his energies. And yeah, that's a 1-1. We're going into a game 3. We have about 15 minutes left, so those games have gone quite reasonably fast. Yeah, should be plenty of time to finish, and we will see. Probably also one thing that's interesting is, will Pedro start again? Or will he let...
it's weird, like ADP always wants to go first and Rowlek always wants to go second. So do you want to like switch it up? I don't know. You're probably just fine doing the same as every game. And
probably, yes.
And which I really like, because like the first turn rule is just really fair now.
And I mean, I guess for Pedro it's kind of better to go second, since Roic always has to attack on turn 1 to evolve. So Pedro still has 2 turns to find his energies. Basically, like, Roic doesn't benefit from having this first turn at all.
Yeah, like the extra energy attachment or like evolution doesn't help it.
Yeah, it's hardly doing anything.
But it like maybe helps a little bit with getting the guaranteed turn 2 attack. Like in some, because you have like one top deck more and maybe a Den ability.
However, I don't know. I don't know the deck, of course, too well, but it would seem that with Grass Energy, Supporter, and that many balls, like, You
Yeah,
just need a quick ball, an energy, or like, and one Pokemon, and that's it.
yeah, going first is probably not the play in this matchup, but it doesn't really matter too much, which is really nice. So I
Yes.
was pretty tired of just losing the coin flip and already being at a huge disadvantage in earlier formats.
Yeah. Hopefully that might change up. However, ADP is like kind of an exception, since it's like the only deck that is fine going first. Most of the other decks definitely prefer going second,
I think I would still go first with a decent amount of other decks.
I guess. So yeah, at least it's a bit more dynamic with like sometimes it's an advantage, sometimes a disadvantage, and not like
That's
not like with the old rules where it was like 95% of times going first was better, or like
what?
99%
Yeah,
even.
easily 99.
Yeah.
Like it's one of my favorite things about this new Sword and Shield format, just the first turn rule.
Yeah, also like I think we got a lot of very interesting new cards, and I mean those archetypes are not super like out of the way, since the Rillaboom deck is kind of similar to what we already had in style, and the ADP deck, at least in this build from Pedro, is pretty similar as well to the old ADP, since he doesn't really go for the big one shots, just goes for the more conservative approach. But still, like lots of very interesting new options, like Zakian's ability, like Mahani, etc., etc.
Yeah, and Miguel gets the first turn attack again with Professor's Research. So yeah, next turn he will be able to attack. Pretty good opening.
Yeah, however, Pedro already has Aurora energy, and he doesn't have a switch though, so he can tackle for Lana, I guess, which is probably what he will be doing, since that guarantees it. I don't
Yeah,
know if he has. Oh, actually, maybe I'm not.
that's weird.
I'm not really sure if he even plays Malolana.
Oh, he got the switch. Oh,
Right?
that's
Yeah.
good.
There we go.
So this time he will be able to actually attack into the Rowlet Executor before it's able to Tropical Hour GX.
Yes.
So yeah, we haven't seen this.
And yeah, we see the happy emoji from Miguel being like, "Finally, Pedro, you're doing what your deck's supposed to do."
Okay, so this should be an interesting game now.
Yeah. Let's see how much this turn 2 GX attack shakes up the dynamic of this matchup. Also, Miguel had to use a switching card to get his heroic active.
Yeah, but like one is not a big deal. Unless
Yeah.
he has to discard like, two more with his next Sycamore.
Yeah, he's using he's relying quite heavily on prof research, so might be on professor's research. So might be that he will have to discard some more. But yeah, if it goes like last game, he hardly had to dig through his deck at all. And so let's see what he's doing now. He didn't really get his one-shot option shine too much.
I mean, last game it was nice to have a Rayquaza, but he probably wouldn't have needed it.
Yeah. Also, Malolana is something that also hasn't seen any activation on any sides, which used to be a huge card in the last format, and still is probably like the best healing card I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
But when you have Zacian doing so much damage, then Malolana just isn't enough anymore. Like against 260, if you heal 120, that's nothing. Like, so I don't think Malolana will be as impactful as last format anymore. Because like one of the big reasons, like one of the decks used the most was ADP, and now like ADP basically doesn't exist anymore. It's just like in the Zacian deck, but not
Yeah.
in the like
The
2
only
KO version.
Yeah, the only thing it would be big for is to heal ADP's attack, so that Pedro can't take a knockout with Zapdos afterwards. But yeah, that only works if but that already works with oh no, that doesn't work if Pedro has the license. No, never mind. Yeah, that's like the only thing it does to prevent an one shot from Zapdos after an ADP attack.
Oh, Catcher actually doing something as well. Yeah, that's huge.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
Rillaboom
that's
goes
pretty good.
down. And
And
now
yeah.
Miguel will probably have to set up another one somehow. And he doesn't want to use his roller tag for it. So if he draws manually into Grookey and this Evolution Line, he'd probably be fine. But
Yeah.
if not, he might be in trouble.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for Pedro now because of this, since he's already down to 4 prizes, so he will only need 1 knockout on one of Miguel's Pokemon, and he won't be able to GX Pedro's energies away like he used to. So yeah, he's definitely in a world of trouble right now.
Pokemon Catcher, one of another big card from the set.
Yeah, the flips for Pedro going pretty good. I guess he used 2, right? And flipped heads on both. He, however, discarded a lot more.
Yeah, I think catcher versus custom catcher will be a big debate throughout the format.
Certainly.
In a build with Marnie, it's I guess harder to draw into both custom catchers. Where I can see the catcher, but yeah, personally, I'm not really a fan of catcher being back in the format, like coin flips, deciding games.
Coin flips are always annoying. And like even with Marnie, when you have Oranguru, since Marnie doesn't shuffle your deck, you can use Oranguru to put a custom catcher on top and then get it guaranteed and hope to find another one.
Yeah, I think personally I would rather play custom catchers still. Yeah, probably in a version with Oranguru and maybe no Marnie.
Yeah, I really like the synergy of Oranguru from the new set and Professor's Research or Marnie.
Yeah, Oranguru is a really cool card.
And yeah, here Miguel had to go for the GX attack to get the knockout since Pedro had the Big Charm on his ADP.
Oh, Big Charm actually doing things. Amazing.
He found 2 Grookey foes, so that's at least something. However, he doesn't.
Since he doesn't play Rare Candy, probably he will need another 2 turns.
Yes. Only thing he can do next turn is switch into Mewtwo and get Grass Energy, get Ray into discard and just attack with that. However, he will have to keep switching quite a bit. He will have to find stage 1, then he will have to keep switching. So it's definitely looking really, really hard for him right now.
Okay, so the Big Charm was nice here, but then again, if this was a Vital Band, the game would just be over now, right now.
Yes.
So yeah, I wouldn't take this as too big of a win for Big Charm.
Certainly. Also, they're not really two the GX attacks that Miguel has at his disposition aren't really that amazing. Of course, there's Rorax GX attack, which has put in quite a lot of work. But yeah, in this stage of the game, he won't be able to use it anymore. And then there's Ray's GX attack, which
he won't need it anymore.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't. He doesn't want to use it, and he won't have to use it probably. I mean, he can't use it anymore, but he won't have to use it.
Pedro needs another catch-up probably to win this game.
Yep, but still Miguel doesn't really have much going for him.
And Visation can't attack next turn, so he also needs to find a switch. And Pedro doesn't have a research in hand. So
Malolana not exactly what he wanted to use, so he will probably have to use the Roax attack with Mewtwo since he doesn't have anything else he can do.
Yeah, doing damage and actually doing some pressure would have been helpful.
Yeah.
But I guess he can get a 1-hit KO. No, he can't get a 1-hit KO next turn. Yeah, so he's in trouble.
Zakia can't attack twice in a row, so...
Oh, that's a catcher.
For now, it isn't enough. Oh yeah, if his catcher has, it's just game.
Nah, he still needs to switch, right?
Yeah, he has Aurora energy, so he can just retreat into Zapdos.
Zapdos, right. No, Zapdos doesn't do enough end damage because of Malolana now, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, true.
Okay, 2 catchers, but no switch.
No support, no switch.
So he might just go for the ability.
Probably, yes.
Which is really nice.
Yeah,
there's a lot of there's always turns where you just don't want to attack, where you whiff something, and then Zacian is giving you the option of just getting free extra cards. It's such a good, such a plus for this deck.
But yeah, this gets Miguel back into the game, since Pedro still doesn't have one-shot options. So if on this next turn, Yeah, he can go up to 8 energies, but thanks to the big charm, it won't be enough to take a one shot.
Maybe
So,
Pedro's playing Big Charm just to give us more of a show, to like, have a fair fight.
I mean, now the big charm is if he gets like Rillaboom's ability, one energy attach and the rain discard. Without the big charm, it would be a one shot. Of course, without big charm and vital bat inside, the game would have been over already. But it's
I
still
think
doing.
Pedro's doing it for the viewers.
It's still putting in work.
I guess Big Charm does something against every deck, whereas Vital Band is only good against tag teams.
Yeah.
But still.
And Miguel opting to switch out. And yeah, we're actually running pretty close to timeout. We had 48 minutes, but yeah, this game probably won't need too long. Pedro has 2 catchers in hand. If one of them...
But, I mean, it's catcher. If it was
Yeah,
a custom catcher.
if one of them sets, that will be the game.
Yeah, Venusaur actually can take 2 prizes now, so... Yeah. Miguel also only missing 1 turn. If those catchers fail... Or like, he could still get a stamp. Would make it much harder for Pedro.
He also has used stamps in the previous game, so he definitely plays at least one, right?
And probably
And
every deck should play stamp, probably.
But I don't know how many grass energies he has left, since he already has 7 on board. But yeah, no stamp for him.
Alright,
So
it's time for Pokemon Catcher.
let's see if it can, what it can do. If Pedro can hit.
There's
the
the
third
third one. Let's go.
I mean, Pedro is a 2 out of 2, I believe. And 2 out of 3.
Come on,
2 out of 4.
Yes.
Oh, the last catcher. He hits the heads. He has the switch in hand.
Oh my god, I hate this card so much.
Oh boy. I mean, classical catcher. But, I mean, he had 3 catchers, he needed 1 head, so all Gucci.
Well, interesting game for sure.
So yeah, interesting series. Miguel actually managed to pull this game back, even for the start. Looked really good for Pedro, and that catcher heads and the Rillaboom early on put on a lot of pressure. So yeah, those catchers working out quite good for Pedro. Hitting 1 heads whenever no matter how many catcher he had, when he needed a heads, he got 1 heads.
Yeah.
Using all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Fair
on
enough.
average he got 1 gust effect. No, he got 2 gust effect in the last game, so like 1.3 gust effects per game.
Maybe
Which
that's
is like
just
it's roughly the average
how the
of
deck needs to be played.
it's roughly the average of custom catchers as well, so kind of similar. And yeah, so congrats to Pedro for winning. Great games. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and we will be back with a winner's interview shortly, I believe. Oh, actually, Pedro has to go. He still has plans today, so he was only able to join us for a short time. So no interview with Pedro. However, you can just tweet questions at him if you have any specific ones. Also, we will publish his deck later. And yeah, we'll go to a short break and see you soon for the next round. Don't go anywhere.